Hi guys, welcome to the Bake Deco channel. I'm Carolyn of Carolyn's Custom Cakes, and I'm going to show you how I make my Christmas tree cakes. So I usually start with an 8-inch round, followed by a 7, 6, 5, and a 4, and then a cupcake, and sometimes even a mini cupcake on top. I like to crumb coat the layers as I add them. I find that it keeps it a little bit more stable rather than just filling it and then going back and crumb coating the outside afterwards. The cake shifts less and is straighter at the end. You can always shift things a little bit if you need to, but especially with a soft icing like I'm using here. This is my brown butter buttercream, and it's really nice and soft and delicious. But the cake slides a lot, so I definitely recommend crumb coating it as you stack it. I hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. If you are, please give it a like and subscribe. It was so great collaborating with Bake Deco on this project, and I'm hoping to do many more in the future. And here you can see I'm using a cupcake. I put it upside down, and I used a small offset spatula to crumb coat the outside. As the layers get smaller, I find it's easier to control the icing. Then I just use my scraper to smooth the outside, and it doesn't have to be completely perfect because you're going to cover it in lots of green buttercream shells, but old habits die hard, and it's hard not to get it as smooth as possible. And it's kind of fun smoothing a conical shape rather than the typical round. So I'm just cleaning up my board a little bit, and then I just add one dowel in the center and give it a chill in the fridge. So now that your cake is chilled, you're ready to do your green shells. It's just like a shell border. You're gonna squeeze heavy at first and then kind of taper it off, and then just kind of stagger them as you move up the cake, making sure not to leave any big gaps. Any smaller holes you can fill with candy later. I think it adds a little bit of visual interest if they're like slightly uneven. You don't want them too uneven, but a little bit is okay. I'm going to cover them in lots of sprinkles and candies. Then when you get to the top, stagger them and tail off at the end, bringing them to a point. And next comes the fun part, the sprinkles. Bake Deco was kind enough to send me these beautiful Sweet Apolita sprinkles, and I knew that I would need a lot of them, so I put them in an old empty Sweet Apolita jar and mixed them up. And you kind of just want to throw them at the cake. It makes a big mess even with the tray underneath, but it's really satisfying. And once the cake is kind of evenly coated with sprinkles, it's time to start decorating. Bake Deco sent me these beautiful royal icing poinsettias, so I'm just kind of placing them. I like to place my largest candies first, just to make sure that they have enough space, and also just to kind of start the cake off visually balanced. I tend to like to arrange things in like visual groups of 3 and have them place them kind of jauntily in opposite directions so that they look random but still balanced. That's my general design philosophy and aesthetic. You want it to look random and organic, but always balanced, because it can get visually confusing real fast. So I try not to place 2 like candies right next to each other, or 2 of the exact same shape or foil textures, and just doing my best to keep it, like I said, balanced and visually interesting. Then I just use some smaller dragées to fill in. There's lots of beautiful candy out there, and Bake Deco was kind enough to send me these beautiful isomalt jewels. I love the way they look on the cake. So then once you feel like you have enough candy ornaments on your cake, It's time to add your star. I make my stars out of satin ice fondant, painted with piping gel and then disco dust in gold. And that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please like and subscribe for more.